fascinates me. Bob and Tim and I, we travel around, we do shows at churches all the time, and it's amazing how many Christian people come up after shows and ask me things like, John, do you think God has a sense of humor? You think God has a sense of humor, John? Do you? What do you think? What? He made you. Look at the way God designed things. The universe is hilarious. Look at it. Things don't have to be the way they are. We sneeze. It's great. It falls into basically three categories, I think. There's people like me who there's this big buildup and you always know when it's coming because you and then it's gone, it just disappears. I can't remember how to drive. And then there's people like my sister, and it's usually women who are like this, where there's this big buildup. That cannot be good for you, ladies. You can't have an awe without a chew. That has to go somewhere. It's going to wind up on your thighs. That's not cellulite, that's unreleased chew right there. I got a friend of mine who there's no warning at all. You're having a conversation with him, he's Have you ever gone to church and skipped breakfast in the morning, get to church, and as soon as the preacher gets up to preach, you sit there? See, look at the guy next to you. It's like somebody's playing a humpback whale song CD. Farts are funny. Come on, I know there's people in every church and no, they are not. With all due respect, you are wrong. I will go so far as to say not only are they funny, they're proof of God's sense of humor. They are divinely funny. They are the perfect punchline. They require no setup. You don't have to speak the language. And no matter how many times you've heard it before, it's still funny. I picture God up in heaven after he made man, calling the angels over, hey, check this out, I made this, it's man. Now from time to time, the way I've designed his digestive system, it's going to build up gases that need to be released. Rather than have it just float out through his pores like I did with plants, check this out. You're hysterical, Lord. What's that smell? I know, I thought that up too. That's so deaf people can appreciate it. Jesus and 12 fishermen. Jesus went with 12 fishermen. Do you think there weren't campfires where they were like, oh, excuse me. They called James and John the sons of thunder. Stuff everywhere. Don't be afraid to embrace it. Don't be afraid to embrace the things that are funny about you, because we all do funny things. If you are, if you're parents, if you're a mother, we got mothers out there. You guys, not guys, but mothers. Now remember, when your children laugh at you, don't take it. Don't be offended by that. Like we said, laughter is a blessing from God. And my mom used to bless us every time she opened her mouth. Growing up, I was up the top of the stairs in my room one day, around the corner. Mom couldn't see into the room, so she's standing at the bottom of the stairs calling up to me, John? Yeah, Mom? Are you still here? No, leave a message. My mom was driving my brother and I to school one day. We're 9 or 10 years old in the backseat of the car. And a quarter mile down the road in front of her, a squirrel jumps out in the middle of the street. And so my mom seizes this opportunity to teach us something that's going to be invaluable later on. Oh, there's a squirrel. Boys, pay attention. This is important. When you get your driver's license, you never swerve to avoid an animal because he'll get out of your way. things. Embrace it. Don't be afraid to admit that you do funny things. You know, we all do. I was watching television in Indiana where I live, and there was a rash of burglaries, car burglaries, and so they sent out the crack news team to interview people who had had their cars broken into, and the one guy said, "Yeah, we weren't expecting something like that to happen. This is normally a pretty quiet neighborhood." Well, I was out in Arizona a couple weeks later, and they had a sinkhole open up in the neighborhood. So they sent the crack news team out to interview the guy, and it was a different guy out in Arizona. He goes, "Oh, we weren't expecting that. It's a pretty quiet neighborhood. We weren't expecting something like that to happen." I'm like, I could be the guy. They could just send me. It doesn't matter what happens. It's like we weren't expecting it. Are there neighborhoods where you expect that sort of thing? Is that sort of a selling point for the home? Yeah, the missus and I love it. There's always something going on in this neighborhood. We like to get up on the roof of an evening and watch the hordes of rabid weasels carry off the elderly. We love it. Neighbor and I have got a contest going on to see which one of us can find the most alien husks in his basement. He was winning until the volcano got him.